The human brain is not a passive receiver of information. Instead, it acts as a highly active, predictive processing machine. Think of your brain as a projector in a dark room. It constantly anticipates what you will experience, projecting its predictions onto the world. Your brain accounts for only 2% of your weight, but consumes 20% of your daily energy. To survive, it relies on shortcuts. When reality matches the prediction, the brain ignores the data to save fuel. If reality mismatches, it updates the model through error signaling. The brain is a high-demand organ, consuming 20% of the body's energy while accounting for only 2% of its weight. To survive, the brain uses heuristics, mental shortcuts, to automate decisions. When the brain engages autopilot, it trades complete accuracy for speed to preserve energy. This mechanism is the root of most daily cognitive tricks, as the brain forces the world to fit its rapid expectations. The brain is a predictive engine. It constantly generates a ghost-like template of what it expects to encounter next. When reality arrives, the brain compares it to the prediction. If they match, the brain effectively ignores the data to save energy. But when the world fails to match our prediction, we experience a cognitive glitch. Instead of updating our internal model, we often force reality to fit our expectations. This is where cognitive biases emerge. Faced with ambiguity, the brain desperately attempts to project its existing templates onto the unknown. Cognitive biases are systematic errors that happen when we value our ghost template more than the actual facts provided by our senses. In 2026, researchers identified the algorithmic mirror effect. Personalized AI algorithms now function as digital filters, constantly reinforcing our confirmation bias. These algorithms prioritize content that aligns with our existing worldviews. As data streams pass through this filter, incoming information is systematically reshaped to match our internal preferences. This constant reinforcement limits neural plasticity. Our brains become less willing to challenge internal models, effectively narrowing the scope of our cognitive growth. By shielding us from contradictory evidence, our digital environments dictate which neural pathways we strengthen and which we eventually lose. When we encounter information that contradicts our core beliefs, our brain enters a state known as cognitive dissonance. Recent 2026 neuroimaging has mapped this process to the anterior cingulate cortex, or ACC, the brain's conflict monitoring hub. Surprisingly, the brain registers this dissonance not just as an abstract thought, but as literal physical pain. This explains why we often react with aggression to opposing views. Our brain perceives a contradiction as a direct threat to our identity, and it tries to protect us by rejecting the new information. Essentially, our brain interprets the dismantling of a worldview as a physical injury, prompting a biological fight-or-flight response. In our digital era, our brains often fall for the sunk cost fallacy. We overvalue virtual assets like gaming items or tokens simply because of the time and energy we've invested. Today, large language models give us instant access to any information, but here is the trap. Our brains often conflate having access to information with actually knowing it. This leads to Dunning-Kruger 2.0. We see a spike in confidence despite declining actual competence in critical analysis, as we rely more on AI outputs than deep internal processing. Dr. Alina Vance notes, we are moving from a biological vulnerability to a digital one. Our brains evolved to function in small tribes of about 150 people. Today, we navigate a global, algorithmic ecosystem for which our minds were never intended. The brain operates on legacy software, shortcuts optimized for physical survival, now mismatched with our high-speed digital reality. This mismatch is significant. Studies show a 78% failure rate in our ability to distinguish between factual information and personalized, algorithmically generated persuasion. To thrive in our modern information age, we must adopt cognitive hygiene. This means actively monitoring our brain's tendency to rely on automatic energy saving shortcuts. Imagine a digital check engine light appearing when your brain is about to fall for a bias. This isn't a failure, but a signal to stop and evaluate. Most importantly, learn to treat your thoughts as probabilistic models rather than absolute truths. Question your own predictions and stay open to new, contradictory data. Remember, awareness of your brain's tricks is the first vital step toward reclaiming your focus and clarity in a complex world.